All right, so Across the Universe by the Beatles, John Lennon wrote this one from the Let It Be album, although it was released earlier in 1968 on like a wildlife album. It was like a compilation album of all the artists of the time. And this is a song that John was never really happy with. Well, I mean, he was happy with the song, but he wasn't happy with the way it was recorded, and he didn't feel that the Beatles put enough time or effort into it to make it a great song. So it sort of got buried for a long time. And then when they were doing Let It Be, Phil Spector dug it out and kind of did his thing to it. And that's pretty well what everybody listens to today. Although you can track down the Wildlife Federation, I think it was, that had that compilation album that they put it out on initially in '68, and it's very different. You know, there's birds singing at the beginning, and there's like some wah-wah guitar, and it's kind of a weird version, but I'm doing the one that was on the Let It Be album. And like with all my Beatles stuff, I always put a link to the Beatles Bible in the description box below. And I'll put the Wikipedia link to the song there too. Really, really great reading about this song. So we're in the key of D here for this one. And we're going to start with this lick. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, I'm doing this whole thing with my fingers. Okay, I'm not using a pick at all. So we're going to, it's like a D chord, right? But we're just going to pick the A2, or sorry, G2 and E2 with our first finger and third finger. And then we pick the open D string, right? So we're like, now we're gonna slide way up here to G11 and E10, and get that with your middle finger and your first finger. So you've got, and now we're gonna hit the open D again. Okay, now we're gonna go, and you know, this is all based on those chords, right? Two-note chords. Some people refer to those as sixths. You know, so the way I see those is wherever you can do a bar chord, you can do that. If you're in a major key, right? So, you know, here we're, and then we're gonna go to, it's like an A, right? Think of those, right? So, and that's all we're doing there. Like an A, right? And then we're going to hit this note here, which is B7. Right? And then we're going to come down to here, which is an F sharp minor. And we're going to do this. Just we're going to do the same thing over an A in the bass, but take that finger off, right? So we got an A chord. So we got, and that last one is like, that is definitely pronounced there. Okay, so the whole thing slow would be, I hit that F sharp chord, I'm finger picking it, right? I'm going to hit the D note with my thumb and the other three strings with my three fingers. Right? And then start using my first finger, and the rest of the song will just be that first finger. It's first finger now, right? Come to this D chord, and the way I like to do this D chord, this is a bit of a trick here that'll make that transition easier to the B minor. Instead of doing it that way and having to now make that change, because the next chord is B minor, right? I'm just going to play the D this way, just barring here in the second fret and getting that B3, the D note. And then to get to B minor, all I've got to do is bar and, you know, put those two fingers there. Right? So it's, for me, that's real easy to do. There's hardly any movement there. So that's how I like to do it. Okay, next chord is going to be F sharp minor. And the strumming on this is like, really even. F sharp minor. Now we're going to go to this E minor 7. Okay. And then to an A7. But when we're making those changes, there's a definite open to that. And that E minor 7, I should have said, I guess, but it's, you know, like your basic E minor. A2, D2, and we're adding B3. But we that open in there, right? And again on the A7, right? It's open first. And in the first verse, he adds that extra note, extra beat, which is really, you know, he liked to do that. He did that in all kinds of songs, like All You Need Is Love, and all kinds of songs. He adds beats here and there, right? So right, and you can hear that note in there when he does that. So we just add a little finger to E3 to get the G note. Add that extra, not extra note, but extra beat. And then we're back into this sharp minor. And then we're up to a G minor. Okay, and that's the verse. Okay, and then we get into the pre-chorus, which is the Jai Guru Deva line, right? Which is on the D. And then we're on the A7. Now, on the Let It Be version, and I think on the other versions too, it's just straight. He just keeps it straight, playing the D and the A7, right? And the G. Okay, so, but what I did is I added, okay, so I'm adding the melody and the harmony there, right? And because I really like the way that Rufus Wainwright did this song. And in the choruses, he adds that harmony. And I think that just sounds awesome. So I kind of wanted to get that in the guitar part, right? So from the Jai Guru part, we're just going to play the chords, right? So just the D. A7. Okay, now I'm going to do this. Okay, and you get these really nice chords there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this chord here, which is D9 and B8. And we can play all open strings there, right? I mean, we're adding some crazy notes, but they fit, you know, because they're kind of ethereal. So we're going to go, we're going to bring that down to D7 and B7. Back up, and then we'll just hit this note here on D11. We're not going to play the E string here, of course, but okay, so we end up with that really nice chord. We've got okay, now we're going to come down to this G chord, and we're going to go like this. Like, this is the notes we're getting to a D chord. Okay, so I'm doing it this way, like with my first finger there and little finger here, and getting that bottom note with my third finger. I'm going to go, right? So we've got with the G with the third finger. Now, you could do it this way too, right? Where you just get the G with your second finger, and we're going to go there. Right, so you'll get... Alright, so you can pick which one you want there. And then we do it again. And I just added this little line. Just, that's D12 and G11. You know, just to fill in there. I think it sounds kind of nice. So we got... Okay, so that's that part. And like I said, you know, on the record, it's just D and A. So you can do that. If this is too much for you, just stick to the D and the A, right? And then in the ending part, where it's just the Jagaru Deva over and over, it's still, again, on the record. It's just hammering away in that D chord, right? But I wanted to get that melody, so, and with the harmony again. So what I did is I've gone like this. I'm getting, and then we're gonna slide up to get G7 and B7, and we're gonna play that open E because that's like it's the ninth of the chord, and it kind of it just gives it a really nice ethereal kind of sound, right? So instead of just going, we're gonna go right. So and I'm playing the D like that, okay, and I'm not hitting that high note. Or sometimes I'll do it like that. And if you want to hit that E, it doesn't matter; it'll sound fine. And then we're gonna slide up there, right? So it's. And that's where you want to hit that open E. And then we're going to drop that down to G, C6 and B5. And then we're going to bring it up here, G9 and B8. Back to here, the 7th fret, the G and the B. So we got... And then I'm going to go back down here, and this time I'm going to do it like that, like I said earlier. And the strumming, you know, that's how I'm doing that. It just hitting that open D, and then the chord. Throwing a few accents in there. It's a feel thing entirely, right? So, you know, hopefully nobody's going to ask me what the up and the downs are there. Because, you know, 99% of strumming is feel, you know. And everybody's going to feel it a bit different, so, you know, therefore we'll strum it a bit different. Okay, so let's go through this whole thing so far, kind of at a slower pace, just so you can play along. Okay, so from the start, 2, 3, 4. I just end it like that, and I just threw in this line at the end. And this is also kind of from the Rufus Wainwright version, where the last thing he does is sing that line, Jagaru Dave on his own, right? And it's just here. Okay, so all that is it's like that, but just that part of it. And we're going to go B string, G string, B string, E string. And while that's ringing, we want to try and get this little finger up here on B14. Okay. We're going to hit that D when we hit the, Okay. B string, G string. And then we're going to, put our third finger here and try and keep that one ringing. Keep the B string ringing. And, playing the melody that way really shows you how beautiful that melody really is. And the guitar up here kind of has that music box quality, really magical up there. Okay, and that's how I ended the song. All right, so that's pretty well it. It's everything there. Like I said, it's a few embellishments, but I just really love the harmony that Rufus Wainwright did in his version, and so I wanted to include that. Anyways, I hope you get something out of this lesson. I hope you had fun playing the song. It's just an absolutely beautiful song, and the lyrics too are just amazing, right? And make sure you check out the links below in the description box. And I also include my all my gear and stuff in there too, so I get so many questions. People ask me what kind of guitar I have and strings and whatnot, but it's all in the description box below. Okay, just click on the Show More link. All right, like I said, I hope you get something out of it, and we'll talk to you next time.